better hit for the caves.
Hey Guardians, Ebontis here for your weekly Nightfall solo. I didn't do it last week, had so much going on with Rise of Iron, just never got around to it, but let's jump into this one this week. We've got Winter's Run, Modifiers of Berserk, Small Arms, Chaff, and Airborne. Pretty much the main one you want to worry about is Small Arms. Just find yourself a good primary and you'll be doing work with that pretty much the whole time. So this early part, just jump on your Sparrow and you can actually skip this little early section of pretty much outside of the strike before you run in there. So let's jump on in and see if we can skip this. Nightfall's not too bad this week, but you guys do want to make sure you keep doing this. This is one of the few ways you can actually get gear that is above your level, so it's important to make sure before you kill the boss that you equip the highest level stuff that you've got. I'm sitting at about 368 right now. I haven't gone crazy with engram farming and stuff, so I'm sure some of you guys are higher. But just equip the highest light level stuff you have right before you kill the boss, and that'll be important for one, if there's any exotics that drop off the boss, and two, when the actual mission completions, your rewards will be rewarded at the highest light level you can get. So anything 2 or 3 or 4 above you will be beneficial. I did this earlier with a buddy of mine who was on. It's not too bad. And I got Taken as the Archon priest. Now I don't know if that's what you're always going to have, but if that is the case, then it's really not too difficult. You just got to be a little cautious, but I will go ahead and run gonna run solar just for the survivability sake, and also just because I'm probably gonna be running solar on all of the heroic strikes anyway, so I may as well just get used to it. It's not solar burn specifically. You can run whatever you want primary wise, but you are gonna have Taken, so you're gonna have Scions down here. You're also gonna have one Minotaur down here. Watch out for him, just can be somewhat painful. And then other than that, it's pretty straightforward. If you want to run as a warlock and you want to actually jump and hover in the air like this, you can actually get bonus damage by doing that. It's up to you though. If you do run that Sunsinger build with floating in the air, it's Angel of Light. Everything else is just battle recovery and toughness, of course. Increase the duration of my radiance. That one's pretty straightforward. Flame shield just for that shield, and then solar grenade, just kind of what I'm going to run. So pretty normal build this morning, nothing too crazy. I'm just running some of my highest light level stuff. I'm running Zen Meteor for my sniper, messing around with that. I finally got it, so I'm just goofing around and having a little fun there. And then a rocket launcher I got that actually has the cluster bombs. I was testing that one out as well. But as you don't have Chaff, once you come around this corner and you've cleared all the enemies down below, make sure you work on these Scions down here, and then watch the 2 snipers in the back. They will be somewhat painful, but as long as you can take them out, there's not too much else to worry about right here. And then work your way up. Keep running fast because you do want to skip those grenades. And there are a few Scions that are going to be down here. I actually managed to run by them somehow. Normally they're going to be running right at you up this tunnel, but there's going to be a few of them right around here. These are not required to kill, but I figured I'd show you where they are. Normally, as you're coming up around this corner, they're going to meet you right about here. But if not, somehow I ran past them, so if that's the case, then good for you. Alright, now comes the fun part. These waves of enemies on the Nightfall. As they are Berserk, they're going to charge you, especially up the hills, so you got to be careful how aggressive they come. And then also you're going to have a couple snipers that spawn. You want to make sure and be careful with those as well, just because they can be somewhat rough. Something like a rocket to take them out quickly is going to be a nice benefit. Excuse me guys, trying to work out apparently a little bit of something in my throat there. Joys of reloading. I think there's one more around here. Alright, so once you get around this corner, there's going to be kind of a war going on down below, but you're also going to have a few Vandals right here. Be careful with those, just because they do tend to sting a decent amount, so just watch them. And And then take those Vandals out pretty quick with some headshots, and you'll be alright. Thought I was running rocket boots, but maybe I'm not. I am. Should be carrying more than that, but apparently no ammo yet. So, a lot of your work can be done here. When the snipers spawn, if it's taken, they're going to literally spawn right here. So watch for that. Of course, the solar burn will be more beneficial when it comes to the weekly strikes, but never hurts to throw a grenade down there and cook something for the time being. Small arms will make quick work of a lot of things, so just find a decent primary that you're comfortable with and you'll be able to be pretty effective with it. Watch those captains though, as they will still hurt quite a bit. And the Minotaur, a Minotaur and Captain combination both going after you. That one's gonna hurt. Of course I'm reloading. Why wouldn't I be? Alright, anybody else? Got a drag. And another drag. Alright, that should pretty much wrap it up.
I'll check it out.
Alright, so when you kick off the waves, run over here to the computer, and what you want to do is kick it off and then run back to a somewhat safe distance. Alright, so once you drop that one off, then just run back here. You're going to have to see if you get your snipers right here in the beginning or not. Looks like I am getting them early on. And then pretty much you can just try and take these guys out quick. One at a time will be probably in your best interest. A grenade can work pretty well if you can actually keep them from respawning their energy. You're going to kind of keep them staggered by doing that, using the grenade to stop them from regenerating their health. Be careful, you are running Chaff, so one of these guys is definitely going to get behind you. You need to stagger them a little bit. Of course, try and move back and forth because they are still going to try and snipe you. You can run back here and see how much damage you can do. Now, they are going to be in berserk mode, so they're going to be pretty aggressive. That melee punch is going to be beneficial. And just keep pushing them too. If you get down to one, at least he can't keep popping and rotating a shield. So just keep strafing as you fight these guys. And if they decide to jump in their shield, and just keep punching them. And just try and keep pressure on those guys. Once those are down, the rest of this isn't quite so bad. You'll have enemies down below. At least you normally should. Okay, normally there's more than just the 3 guys. That I can promise you. The door's not open yet, so I don't know where they all went. Oh, they're all down there. Oh man. Quite the collection. Well, I knew they'd be down there somewhere. They apparently found a little home down there. That was so cute. Well, somehow that worked out. So yeah, watch the hobgoblins that are down below. Of course, their triple shot's gonna hurt. As soon as you tag or kill one of them, they will fire that shot, so just be aware of that. And then they are berserk mode, so remember, they're not going to be very passive. They're going to be pushing pretty hard at you. At least if you have the snipers the first round, you don't have to deal with anything up here the second round. You just have to take out what's down below. So mostly going to be some centurions. Want to get your distance, but also listen for these axiom darts that they're going to have. They're going to be somewhat lethal. So yeah, keep an eye out for those. And those guys tend to hurt quite a bit. There's no burn, but there's just a lot of bullets that come from them. So just watch out and be careful. Man, they're really... Joys of Berserk, they are quite aggressive, so not much is holding them back. And they will continue to do so. So this is why it's like if you have the snipers up top, you want to focus on them first before you really get anything else down below aggravated. Just because there's a lot to deal with down below. reload my weapon. Come on. Alright, so, as you can tell, kind of gets ridiculous in here for a little while. 2 centurions after a bit gets rather frustrating. So I really need to take one of these guys out. And I just can't get enough time to focus on one for the moment. Yeah, they're pretty much just constantly firing those things. If you want to reset them sometimes, some distance between you and them may help that a little bit, but I can't guarantee it. Yeah, if you can take one of them down, you'll save yourself a little bit of course. This is ridiculous, by the way. The problem with doing anything by yourself in this game is the focus is 100% on you all the time. Hard to get away. Come over here, pick off a few random enemies maybe. See if you can get any ammo. Which I definitely need. Again, keep listening for those axiom darts. They're not going to stop coming. Well, at least I got a couple of rockets, so I can go have some fun on the centurions. Watch these acolytes as they will work their way up to you as well. Okay, if I didn't kill one of those guys with all those rockets, I'd be surprised. Alright, Axiom Dart, I hear you. I know you want to come say hi. I would prefer you didn't. There we go. My goodness, guys. Sorry. That was a bit ridiculous. So grab any ammo you can find. Alright, much better. I do actually have Field Scout on this one. Kind of curious how much I can pick up. I can hold 7. I'll take it. Alright, so after you're done with this section, typically 2 waves. Just watch for those snipers, then watch for those centurions. Everything else, pretty straightforward. So, next section is going to be where the pikes are. You can speed through most of this as there isn't a burn, and you're probably going to be pretty safe. There's a couple things. If it's like an arc burn, you can pick up the pikes. Otherwise, they're pretty slow, so they're pretty useless when it comes to anything else if you're trying to go for speed. So over here you're going to have a few hobgoblins. If you want to take those out just to avoid some potential snipes, you can. Again, remember those hobgoblins when you do tag them. Make sure you get into cover when you do that. Now once those are down, you're still going to have a fair amount of things to dodge up here. But there's kind of a way you can do this. So if you come through this right-hand side over here, and then if you just move back and forth just a little bit here, try and dodge some of these shots, you should be able to make it through with relative ease and get back down here to the bottom. You can shoot the guys there if you want to either build your super for a little bit or whatever, but they're not required by any stretch. So once you come down here, you're going to have, if you're still on Taken, of course, you're going to have plenty to deal with. You've got quite a few goblins down below that you're going to have. You're also going to have one captain down there to deal with once he kind of shows his face. He's usually going to do that after you take out the rest of the goblins and the rest of the enemies. So look for him. He's typically going to hide behind this rock or over here on your left. As I said, he's a big weenie, so he's going to hide. Now, also before you take care of the captain, you're going to have a pretty good collection of guys up here. You can take some of those out. Also watch out for that captain. If he starts getting in line of sight, then you're going to want to watch your angles with him too. Be careful with those hobgoblins up there as they're shielded from the other goblins. You can have a bit of an issue trying to get some direct hits on them. Now, you've got 2 ways to go. You can either go that top route where those guys or the bottom route with the captain. But there's one more enemy you need to worry about. There's going to be a Minotaur in the back. And kind of hard to see because he's going to be cloaked. But if you guys can see his head right over there, you can get a decent angle on him. He's floating around over there. Can't decide if I like the Zen Meteor or not. It's not bad, but not amazing. Yeah, if I come up here, the captain will shoot at me, but then at least I don't have to deal with him. And then you can have a closer shot when it comes to the Minotaur. Just be careful and use the rocks as cover as you're dealing with him. He is going to be a major Minotaur, so he's going to take a fair amount of work just to take down. Just remember that. Then if you think you got him, keep panning over. And if you don't see the cloaks, then you can proceed forward. So you can skip that captain down below completely, not deal with him at all. Personally, the captains are a little more annoying than one Minotaur, so I'll take the Minotaur over the captain, if I can control that at least. And then we're at the boss room. So, boss section coming up. As this is the Taken Archon Priest, first you have to kill the Taken that are around. So just look around, see who's there. Obviously you're going to have some goblins that are shielding. You're going to have apparently one centurion who just wants to play. It's always fun when these guys are shielded. Can't do too much to them. Nothing in here should be too major or lethal, just because they should be fairly red bar enemies. They're going to be duking it out with some standard fallen out there as well. So just watch out for those out in the middle. They're going to be kind of duking it out. So kind of pick your cover, let them fight it out for a little while. You can kind of pick a side or go for one or the other. But as soon as you start shooting these guys out in the middle, they're going to notice you. They're still going to be fighting, but you're definitely going to be in the mix now as well. Yeah, as it is small arms, primary ammo synths are one of those few times you might actually use one. As you get to this portion of the fight, it's probably a good time to pop 3 of coins as well, just because it's going to be one of the few times that you'll probably have a gap in enemies in which you can actually have a chance to breathe and pop 3 of coins. So main thing you want to watch out for here in the middle is going to be this captain, of course. For some reason I just feel like the Zen meter does not hit that hard, and I can't quite put my finger on why. I mean, I know it's small arms right now, so it's not like the best comparison. It just doesn't quite feel that strong. Being as there's only 3 in the clip. It really should be better. And hey, if a captain's hiding, you can always cook him down. Alright, so now, as soon as you step on this round plate, you are going to summon the boss. So it's kind of your time to look around, see if there's any ammo to pick up or anything like that before you go running in there and kicking off all the fun. Now he's going to spawn pretty quickly, and normally if it's either specialist or just even a standard burn or something like that, you can use a sniper rifle and stagger him, but unfortunately because my sniper is on small arms mode, I can't stagger him, so I got to play this a different way. So he's going to come up and he's going to hide behind this rock. You're going to have some scions that spawn there in the back. They're going to work their way to you slowly. And you're going to have a few over here. And remember, this is chaff, so you can't see what's around you. But you're also going to have a few right around this rock. So chunk one grenade down there. You'll probably pull the scions that are around. Hopefully they come into that. And once the scions are down, you can pick off a few of these guys that are farther away, just so you don't get any tags from distance. And then the main thing you're going to do is find this little rock right here, with these little 2 thumbs sticking up. Try and back yourself into those, and then what you want to do is try and get your shots on the boss from here. So it's a little hard with, depending on your weapon, of course. You can pump pretty much into anything into him from here, because all he's going to do is sit there and he's going to try and get to you, but if you don't move too far forward, he's just basically going to stare at you the whole time through the rock and therefore not be able to damage you. So pretty reasonable time to do damage to him, not too difficult. And just keep using your primary or your special, either one. Mine is not doing that much damage, just because it's a pulse rifle and I'm getting that up angle on it. Occasionally you can throw grenades. Now sometimes, there, I finally got high enough to where I can actually get a shot on him. Now if he starts to creep forward, you can pull back, and that usually will pull him back behind the rock as well. And then, as I said, if he comes around that corner, don't worry too much about it. If you want to do some quick damage to him, you can, of course, throw some rockets in his face, use grenades. Now, once you get him down about a quarter damage, he's going to spawn the second wave of enemies, which is going to include some more scions, same positions, some coming from your left and then some coming from over behind this rock. Those can be quick to take care of, because as soon as you show yourself to these over here on the right, you're going to pull their aggression to you. But you're going to have one new guy this time, and that would be the Minotaur down in the middle. He's fun. If anything gets too aggressive on you, you can always pull back up here, and you'll kind of reset their search pattern and their firing, and kind of give you at least a second to be able to work on whatever's out there in the middle. Now Nyx is just chilling out there, so he's not going too fast, so I can actually do a little bit of damage to him for the time being. He'll run away at one point, but for now, he's not doing anything too crazy. Now remember, it is airborne, so I can get extra damage when I'm floating in the air, which always helps. Come down here, grab some ammo, grab my engram, and then clear out the enemies. Now, he's eventually going to wander somewhere behind that rock. Just like that over there. You're going to have some scions back there to deal with him. So watch your cover and just kind of play the game of different sides and angles. Scions are going to be around and up there. He's definitely going to be up there too. And then just keep moving around. Once you get him to about half health, he's going to ask for more enemies to be coming in. So it's kind of in your benefit to don't have my double jump because I'm shadow touched. Come on. And don't forget about airborne. If you can get that airborne damage, you'll get a lot of damage on him pretty quickly. Pretty easy way to do damage to him. And just keep dodging his little black balls of death up here. And then when you hear the enemies actually get summoned, that's when you do want to make sure you get to cover, just because the next ones that summon are going to include some snipers, so it gets a little bit more treacherous. One of the few times you actually get to float in the air and enjoy it. The boss will still be floating around up here, but if you want to take these guys out real quick, you should be able to. And then depending on where the boss is at, he's probably crept down around this corner. Nope, I think he walked to the back. Yep. Alright, so probably close to pulling the next wave of enemies, so I just want to pull back here. If he's still out in the open, you can get some shots on him. If he goes to wander back right before he gets his health back, of course he would. Why wouldn't he? You can jump up in here, see where he's at. Grenade will probably get him down. There's your enemies that are coming. As soon as you hear that noise, make sure you pull back, and if you're out as far as I am, make sure you're moving around a little bit, because you're going to have some snipes coming for you. The other thing to make note, you're also going to have some enemies coming for you as well, that include the boss. So some coming from each side. They're going to be mostly goblins right now. They're annoying just because they shield each other, so that gets to be entertaining. So you can do a lot of the enemy work from up here. Actually, they will eventually come to you, tortured and or otherwise. So let those guys come to you. It's annoying to stand on this thing because your vision's a bit screwy, but it's manageable. The boss is just going to be right around the corner, so don't go too far. You're not going to have scions, but you're going to have these goblins. You're also going to have a couple snipers over here in the far distant corner on that platform. Watch out for those. And once those are down, you're still going to have one more set of snipers to deal with on that middle, in that cave area. There's going to be a couple in there as well. They're going to be hobgoblin snipers, so as soon as you take one of them down, you're just going to have more to deal with their little tracking shots, so be careful of that. Then once you feel like you've got most of those guys down, should be a few more stragglers coming to you. He is pretty much firing constantly over here, so I'm just going to throw a grenade to tick him off for a little while. I was like, I had one more goblin I wanted to take out. There we go. Alright, so now you've got options. You can, of course, do the rocket method. You can back yourself up to the wall. That one still works. If you've not seen him over that wall, come back up here. You'll kind of pull him farther back. And you should be able to see him over this wall again. Keep looking for him, depending on where he's located. Where did he run off to? I lost the boss. I actually misplaced the boss. It's not a great thing to do. Oh, there he is. Talk about hide and go seek. He's the winner for the day. Nothing else for Warlock. You can jump up, hover, and fall back down. Ow. Thing always wraps so much, it's ridiculous. And that Airborne perk is giving me a nice boost to that rocket damage, which is always beneficial. And he's really not that hard. Honestly, this fight, without some crazy burn or anything, you can handle most of this hiding in this corner, and then he's going to be far away. So it's just patience and just not getting too aggressive on him, and you can handle most of this fight pretty easily. And the joys of continuing to dodge that thing. One of the more annoying attacks they've put in the game, the giant floating ball that wraps around everything and is just crazy. There's the last wave of enemies. Now this one is going to be a little more on the tricky side just because you're going to have a couple centurions to deal with. So you want to watch out for those early on. And try and take out the goblins quick so they are not going to be shielding the centurions. That makes it even more difficult. Not always possible, but go for what you can. As I am out of like all ammunition right now, it's going to be an entertaining few minutes. Pretty useless right now, actually. If you get to a point where you're completely out of ammo, which is basically where I'm at, try and finish off what you can ammo-wise. If you actually shoot your last couple of shots, you'll be able to pick up what's out there on the map. Should be sent to you, so. I am down to nothing. Do a little dance. I don't even know what shader I'm wearing right now. No ammo is fun, though. Yeah, not a good way to do that one. Okay, I really don't want to. This is a problem. There's my ammo. Okay. Now I can get back in the fight here. You'll eventually get everything sent to you. Rockets will be good for those centurions. Just make sure you're reloaded before you go try and do what I was going to do by hovering. Careful you don't kill yourself either. Somehow that dude did not even take that much damage from that. The few times Airborne works, it's kind of nice. It's like that one perk you're like, oh, that's completely useless 99% of the time until right now when I'm a Warlock with the floating ability. Gotta have things come together, but there's a few moments it works. Boss is over there on the right. He's just chilling. Haven't even ticked him off yet. You got some snipers to deal with probably before you worry about the boss too much. Couple on either side. The goblins being shielded by goblins. Those always take a minute until you figure out who's shielding who. You'd think there might even be a break where I could fire at him in there somewhere, but nope. Just constant shielding. So you had a couple snipers over on the left, a couple in the middle, like that guy. Watch out for those shots. And let's see. Pretty much just going to be him left. You might have a few guys there in the middle. Got some rockets to reload, see if I can put some damage on him that way. And then time to go just try and find the boss. He's going to be wandering around somewhere. There he is. Getting that aggressive, not too smart. Figured I'd show you guys how lethal he can be, even just with that one random shot up close. Still gonna hurt quite a bit, so just don't get up too much in his face like I did right there. It's not worth it. I had Radiance, so of course not that big of a deal for me, but if you're running pretty much any other class, you don't want to do that. It's not worth the death, believe me. If I would have had to reset the whole thing there, yeah, it's kind of a bummer. So what you want to try and do is kind of get him close. Then once you start actually getting damage on him, he's probably going to pull back just like that. So you got to kind of play this little game of get close enough to him to do some damage and then pull back far enough to actually get a chance to shoot at him. Now is a good time, of course, when he's pretty low on health, pretty open, or if he's hiding, check your 3 of coins, make sure you got that popped, check your, really dude. He's a big weenie. So yeah, check your 3 of coins, check your gear, make sure you're as high as you can feasibly be, which I believe I am at this point. And then come up in here and see if you can find the boss. He found me pretty quick. I'm trying to go pop this real fast. I get to use rockets for a change on him. Oh, he's over here. Should go down pretty quick. If he's not down yet, it's probably going to be this last rocket that finishes him off. And that's a wrap.
I'll contact the Vanguard and let them know what happened.
So you still will get your standard stuff from strikes. Like, I'll get rid of this one, for example, so you can see. You're going to get your 365 blues just like you would from Siva Heroics. So, I mean, if you're running this, you're still going to get your reputation. Your Siva Heroic level blues up to 365. And then, of course, at the end, we'll hopefully get something good. But that's a wrap, guys. It's just patience. It's got, you know, his 4 waves. First one, he's close to you. Second's far away. Third and fourth, again, close and then far away. Use the rock to your benefit, and then just kind of play the game around cover and corners so you can do damage to him on those far waves. Watch out for the snipers on wave 3 and 4, the Minotaur on wave 2, and then the Centurions on wave 4. So outside of that, shouldn't be too bad of a strike. And I got a legendary blue from a Nightfall at 373. So I will take that. It's useful at least. So Nightfalls so far are useful. I'm hoping these at least go up to 400 when hard mode comes out, but hopefully they continue to be useful. So thanks for tuning in, guys. 373. Beneficial. I'll definitely take it. I need helms, actually. Helms and chests mostly is what I'm missing. But yeah, likes below are appreciated. Thanks for tuning into the video. Sorry this one ran a little long on that last part, but the boss can be a little frustrating at times. Didn't want to die, and of course I still died and used Radiance, but oh well. Check out the main channel. I've got the weekly reset always for you guys. Nightfalls, Challenge of Elders, and we'll keep more content coming your way. Thanks as always, guys, and have a good one.